An image was made of which today we are the inheritors.
Famous globe, mockingly called the potato. The potato.
This is something that you actually spoke about with Dell from Scotland. Dell interviewed you behind the curve.
Yeah, let's talk about force the line, but I want to know something.
Well, how hard can it be?
So the segment shown here is segment AC or segment CA.
What is something that you think is impossible that, if done, would falsify flat Earth?
What do I think is possible?
Impossible.
What do I think is impossible if done would falsify flat Earth? Okay, so
you got it.
Yeah. I understood. I guess as far as I'm concerned, like this forcing the line experiment could be something that could be possible. I suppose. Have you heard about the forcing the line? This is something that you actually spoke about with Dell from Scotland. Dell interviewed you.
Yeah, let's talk about force the line, but I want to know something that you think is not possible. So it's impossible, but if it happened, would falsify flat Earth.
Yes, it would falsify flat Earth. So, like, if it happened, it would falsify flat Earth. I haven't thought about this actually. So, I mean, like, I guess finding curvature, right? I mean, that would be
okay. Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
So you think there's no curvature? Great. What could someone show you that would convince you there's curvature?
You mean curvature? Like you mean like a photo or data that
What would convince you? You know what? There is curvature. I was wrong.
Well, I guess from like the way I would look at it, like water is level, so vast bodies of water, right? That's been measured to be level, and if it's not level, then I guess there's something of a mistake that I understood about how water works, right? Because water is something that I could take a look at. There should be a certain amount of curvature for that. No?
Yeah, so what could they show you that you're like, you know what, you're right, the oceans do have curvature. What would you accept?
What would I accept? Like, other than a photo that we can see too far?
Would you accept a photo? Here's the problem. The stuff you're telling me is the opposite of what I'm asking.
Okay, so like what is it possible for you and I to be able to do?
No, not necessarily. Just what could be given to you that would convince you that the oceans do have curvature? That's it. That's all I'm asking.
Show me curvature. Show me curvature. Show it to me. Show it to me.
Okay, so but again, how could someone show you there's curvature in the ocean? What would you accept? Okay, I got a simple one. Tell me if you'd accept this. Force the line.
Yeah, force the line. Yeah, what about that? You were saying something about that.
Okay, so I have the same offer out to people. I will fund Force the Line if we can get enough flat earthers to agree that it would falsify flat Earth.
Okay, so like if you do the Force the Line and then it actually falsified the flat Earth, then and if they agreed that it would falsify the flat Earth, then you would fund it, correct?
Yes. So here's what I mean. I mean, if they would agree ahead of time publicly, I had one guy say that he could get 100 flat earthers to publicly state this, and he hasn't given me one yet.
Well, how hard can it be?
If we can get like 50 flat earthers to say that Force the Line would either prove the globe and falsify flat Earth, or prove flat Earth and falsify the globe, and they say that publicly, I'll fund it.
Okay. So so like you know what the Force the Line is. It's like there's level, there's plumb, and everything is 90-degree angle. So it just all a long structure of 90-degree angle going out. So on a curved surface, basically your structure will be going over and will get taller and taller and taller and angled because you're on a curvature. But on a flat surface, basically it will be maintaining its levelness or evenness. Parallel with the surface on top, right?
Yeah, I'm very familiar with it. Now, people tell me that it's cheap. I don't think it's going to be cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
But if we can get, again, I learned from TFE that if we don't get both sides to agree ahead of time, it's not going to be worth my time and money.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, like I would have to agree that both sides would have to come to an agreement about what would be acceptable.
Well, how hard can it be?
Its famous globe, mockingly called the potato. The potato.
This is something that you actually spoke about with Dell from.
Obviously, that's going to take a bit of effort, but to me, you know, I think that it would be justified. The amount of traction that this whole discussion has, it's always been there in history. Then for me, why not build a scientific monument that can be left for generations to come, who can then witness this structure for themselves, rather than just an optical observation making assumptions about a sun based on two conceptual models, which I think is totally ridiculous.